Right, welcome back. Let's quickly catch up on all things sport. We have a lovely guest in studio with us today. The 2022 Crossfit Games take place between the 3rd and 7th of August in Madison, Wisconsin in the United States. South African Keelan Henry qualified for the 2022 CrossFit Fittest in Cape Town, which booked him a spot in the CrossFit Games Africa semi-finals, which took place from the 27th to the 29th of May. Now, having won the semis with 516 points, Henry now prepares for his trip to the United States. And of course, for more on this, like I said, we do have him in studio here with us. Keelan, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. For the benefit of our viewers love sport, but I think we sometimes get things muddled up when it comes to CrossFit. And of course, it includes various sporting codes. So can you just briefly tell us exactly what CrossFit is?
Yes, so CrossFit is a new sport, and it's just a methodology where there's weightlifting, cardio training, gymnastics, all combined into one sport. And it's just constantly varied, so it's always changing. It could be weightlifting with cardio, it could be just cardio alone, it could be all three of the disciplines combined into one event.
And so where and why did this journey start for you? Because you actually used to play rugby, you've been in the Junior Currie Cup, you were also a part of the Sharks Academy, and in 2017 you started your CrossFit Journey. So what made you decide to pause rugby and go ahead and start this journey?
Yeah, so just trying to be a young rugby player, jumping from club to club. During the off-season, I picked up a bit of weight and then started CrossFit, started losing weight and got a lot, very, very fit. And just really started enjoying it and lost 20 kilos, then started doing it more frequently and just started really getting into it competitively.
Our viewers are sitting at home and they're looking at you and they're like, he already looks big, so if you lost 20 k's. But I guess that's what comes with being a rugby player. So talk to us about the African qualifier. I'm going to call it the African qualifier that you just took part in the semis at the end of May. You're not representing only South Africa. I mean, of course, you're South African, but you're representing our entire continent when you go to the United States in August. So talk to us about that process. Talk us briefly through that process of how it is that you get to qualify for the event in the States.
Basically, the CrossFit starts with the CrossFit Open. It's open worldwide to anyone in the world. So yourself and myself can register for the same competition. And then from there, they go the top 10% advance to the quarterfinals, where they split it into regions and continents. And then from there, they take the top 30 men, women, and teams to go forward to the semi-finals. So we are now in Africa. It's only the fittest in Africa, the first in Africa that goes forward to the CrossFit Games in Madison, Wisconsin at the end of July.
The pressure. You started in 2017 and you're now representing our country, you're representing our continent all the way in the United States. I mean, that is absolutely exceptional. So congratulations for you on that. You know, like I said to you earlier, so many athletes start their journey when they're much younger. So having done what you've done is absolutely exceptional. I want to know about your training. I mean, you losing 20 Ks is just insane. And as you mentioned, you eat quite a lot. So when it comes to rugby versus CrossFit, talk to us about the differences of your training and how you've also had to adapt now that you're doing CrossFit, and also how COVID has affected that. I mean, in the beginning of COVID, all the gyms were closed. Things changed, of course, going along the past 2 years. But how has that all affected your training regime? What did it look like before and what does it look like now?
So that is one of the good things, that I did have a base from rugby, which helped me with my fitness, transfer for CrossFit, which was a great tool before. But during CrossFit training, you know, it's constantly varied, so it's always changing. You can do it anywhere, anytime, with any equipment. You know, you can go for a run, you can just lift your suitcase, you know, you can do it anywhere, anytime, which is great. So during the COVID time was perfect. I was in my apartment and I just did burpees and sit-ups and push-ups and go for a run every now and then, and that kind of works for me. In terms of training, training for CrossFit just for general health is pretty good, which I started when I started off with like that. That's an hour a day, you can do whatever it is. Training competitively changes a lot. Now I'm training about 4 to 5 hours a day, and where I'm trying to get all the modalities in one and making the most of my time in the training, and a lot of recovery and a lot of eating just to be able to perform. So you need energy to produce energy, so you got to eat in a lot of calories to expend a lot of calories.
4 to 5 hours a day that you're training. Where do you find the time? Because, I mean, you've mentioned that you're still working. There's a lot of sporting codes where people actually get paid for that profession. So they don't have to consider getting a day job, you know, to make ends meet. At the end of the day, this is life. Things are real. You know, we have bills to pay. So what exactly do you do, if you don't mind me asking, as a day job? And also, where do you find the time, though, in between working to ensure that you get to focus and master everything that you do when it comes to your CrossFit journey?
100%. So that is one of the biggest problems coming from Africa, which is one of the smallest regions, is that we don't have the sponsors or the media coverage for CrossFit athletes to be professional yet. We don't make any money doing this, you know. Only when you get to the bigger leagues. In America, there are professional athletes. In Europe, there are professional athletes. Unfortunately, here, there's not. So I work as a CrossFit coach. I work full-time, and I just train in the early hours of the morning when the gym is closed and when in between lunch breaks. So whenever I can get a session in, I'll just get a session in and try and make the most of it. You know, 6 days, 7 days a week, I'm in the gym when the gym is closed. And unfortunately, that comes with a lot of sacrifices. So, you know, my relationship, it will take a toll. My family, you see less. You know, I don't go out. You have to make sacrifices to get to this level. So I'm willing to make those sacrifices to get there, and hopefully it'll pay off.
So the 5 days in Madison, what are you hoping to achieve? And talk to us about what those 5 days look like.
So basically, it's a week long, and I think there's about 15 to 20 events. We won't know the events just until the week before, and some events will just be like, you know, unknown, because CrossFit likes to test the unknown and unknowable. So the test will vary from swimming to running to lifting weights to all of those combined, a lot of gymnastics and everything combined. And that'll be with 40 men from around the world, 40 women, 40 teams. This year, it's just my first year, so I've only been competing for 2 years. This is only my second ever competition. And the CrossFit Games will be my third ever competition, which is not a lot. So as a rookie, I'm looking to just make the most of the experience and hopefully show that Africa has good athletes to represent, you know, around the world in the CrossFit community.
And for anybody who's sitting at home who wants to get involved in CrossFit, especially the youngsters were sitting there. I think things have also changed from when I was younger. You know, you have your top sporting codes being football, cricket,
yes, and
rugby. And these days you see sport like basketball. People in South Africa are partaking in basketball more. Tennis as well. Tennis was more seen as an elitist sport. So I think there are many youngsters who are sitting at home and they want to get involved in CrossFit and they don't know where to start and they don't know what to do. And they also might have this image that I should be taking all these supplements and they're too young to be taking supplements. They can't do those things. So basic terms, what can they do to start if they're interested?
They can just start. They can just find their local CrossFit gym. I'm sure in South Africa there's plenty of CrossFit gyms. And if they can't go to the gym, they can just start by going out to the field with a couple of friends, do some burpees, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, run around the field. You know, the more people that participate in CrossFit, the better chance Africa has to represent in the CrossFit Games. So that's how it works. The more people that do it, the better it is. CrossFit is great for everyone, and you know, you don't need to have all these fancy supplements. You don't need to be in the gym 5 hours a day. You just need an hour a day. Eat less sugar, eat healthy, and just move your body.
Are you hoping to make a career out of this? What is the end goal for you when it comes to CrossFit? I mean, now that you've taken this journey and you are where you are, you've done what you've done. When you're done at Madison, what's next? And do you want to make a career out of this? So
I definitely want to see how far I can go and push my potential as a human being. I definitely want to see how far I can go and just test my limits. In terms of a career, I would love to push it and go for a few games, you know, make a 5-year career out of this. I know in sports it's not made to last long, and I'm coming to the end of my career. I did have a career in rugby already, so now this is new for me. I definitely want to make the highest level and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the training, and, you know, enjoy where my body can take it while I can take it.
So Keelan Henry, where do we find you on social media, on your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook? I'm asking because you said you're looking for a sponsor, right?
Yes, I am.
So anyone could be watching right now. So it's Keelan Henry, Kealan Henry, as in Henry. What is your handle? Is it Keelan Henry?
It's Keelan Henry.
On all your platforms?
Yes.
On all your
Keelan Henry IV, yeah.
So Keelan Henry on all of his platforms, and as you heard, he is an exceptional athlete. He started his CrossFit journey in 2017, and he's just gone through semis where he's going to represent not only South Africa, but he's representing Africa when he will be in the United States, in Madison, Wisconsin in August this year. So we definitely wish him all of the best. Hopefully he'll do very, very well. Well, the fact that he's going to the United States means that he definitely is flying the South African flag high. And if anyone out there is watching and you would like to sponsor the young man, you definitely now know where to find him.